coverage of the opening ceremony of On the Rocks. I'm Liz Flynn. Today we are streaming live from the Rocky Top Student Center where the ribbon cutting ceremony will be taking place. Today we are finally going to see what On the Rocks is all about. This project initially started when SGA held various pub nights at Rocky Top Student Center last year. This was an initiative from the class of 2019 senior cabinet. The plan for the on-campus pub was approved last year. Construction and design started over the summer and has finally been completed in fall of 2019. The pub will officially open tomorrow for the Quinnipiac Yale hockey game. Today we expect to hear from various members of university leadership, as well as Allison Kuhn from the class of 2019 senior cabinet. Other members of the SGA's 2019 senior cabinet are here as well. The event will be starting shortly. Stick with us.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. It is a great day to be a Bobcat, and we are so glad that you have all been here for the grand reveal of our new On the Rocks Pub and Grill. I'm Monique Drucker, and I have the privilege and pleasure to serve as the Vice President and Dean of Students at Quinnipiac University. Today is an exciting day for our students and our entire community. After many months of waiting and lots of hard work by our facilities team and so many that contributed to this project, we're proud to welcome all of you to the newest space to open here on our Quinnipiac campus. 16 flat-screen TVs, 2,000 square feet of space, capacity for approximately 150 people, shuffleboard, pool tables, and a stage for live entertainment. On the Rocks is a place that will bring together the Quinnipiac community and generate excitement and a vibrant atmosphere here on our campus. At this time, I'd like to introduce Quinnipiac President Judy Olean, who will say a few words about On the Rocks and how this is just one of many great new things to come for our university. President Olean.
Thank you, Monique, and welcome everyone. I don't think I'm going to burst your bubble, but I'm going to say you're going to be blown away. This is remarkable. Before I start, let me just acknowledge some members of our community that have come here. We love having you. As I always say, we are members of your community, and you are members of ours. I see Nancy Dudchek, our partner and president of the Hamden Chamber of Commerce, and this microphone, and I'm delighted. I see members of our class of 2019 here. Welcome back, Bobcats. So On the Rocks is exactly what we hoped for in terms of this partnership between our administration and our students in investing to build a stronger community and a stronger connected community that enhances student life here. I'm a big believer that time we spend building relationships through conversations and connections, and yes, over food and drink, we get to know each other better, we hear and listen to provocative ideas in a social setting, and that's really an essential part of the college experience. One of the special features of this new pub and grill was that it really was originally the vision of our students almost 2 years ago. They wanted to give their friends more reasons to stay on campus while also building stronger bonds to the university itself and building student pride. And you'll hear from one of those students in a moment, from Allison Kuhn, who's here. And the perfect name, On the Rocks, also came from our students from a crowdsourcing initiative that went around, and this was the top votes, and I give credit for the creativity of our students. I think it's a perfect name. So this really is a space envisioned by our students and for our students. And it shows the very important role that student engagement plays as we design the university of the future that is Quinnipiac. And there's more than just the pub. We have lots of new equipment up there in the gym that I hope all of our students and faculty and staff use. And by May, we'll have a completed new master's facility plan, which outlines a 10-year plan for quite a number of landmark new facilities, as well as upgrades to our campuses that we'll introduce over the next 10 years. And let's not forget our new Health and Wellness Center that's moving into the detailed architectural design phase over the next few months, and that'll be the first of the new facilities that we're bringing. So as you can see, the Bobcats are on a roar. There's a lot of momentum. And On the Rocks is more than a pub and a grill. It's a social setting. It's a gathering place for the entire Quinnipiac community, People can come here and watch a game together, like tomorrow at our inaugural event when the pub will be rockin' with Bobcat pride, and I hope a Bobcat win. I know it'll be a Bobcat win when our traditional rivalry against Yale, where we go head to head. I think this is the 14th time we've played Yale, and we do have the winning record, which I know will be added to. And you can watch every angle of that game on any one of those 16 screens and that big screen out there. And next Wednesday, we have a comedian performing here. A few more weeks, we'll have trivia night. And it is also going to be a gathering place for our alumni, for parents, for faculty and staff who are part of our Bobcat family. And down the pike, when they're attending a game, to just stop by, have a bite, have a beer, and then go to the game or come back here after a Bobcat win. And parents, when they come visit you, come here and visit with them over a meal. We'll have networking events here, mentoring events. This is a place to engage our alumni for life, and a special part of what will become the vibrant, lifelong connections that we engage with our alumni. Now, this doesn't happen overnight. It happens through a lot of partnerships and very hard work, starting with our students who instigated with this, but of course, working with Sal Filardi, our VP, and the facilities team, who are amazing on our campus, with our student affairs team, starting with VP Monique Drucker, and many, many individuals who were here week in, week out, planning the event, and then, of course, our students, who were our consultants from day one in exactly what should be in here. And let me not forget those who are our friends in many projects on campus, and we thank them too. And now for one of the real stars of this ribbon cutting, I'd like to ask Allison Kuhn to come up and say a few words. Allison is a 2019 graduate. She was a member of the women's lacrosse team, and she was a senior class vice president. And as I mentioned, she was really one of the students who rattled the cage in the best kind of way, helped us shape the vision of the pub and grill, and we're grateful to her and her 2019 colleagues who came back to celebrate with us. Allison.
Wow. I mean, wow. Students, faculty, staff, community members, and alumni, my name is Allison Kuhn, and I am a member of the class of 2019. I am truly thrilled to have the opportunity to return to the school that I love in order to celebrate the opening of the pub on the Rocks. I want to personally thank, of course, President Judy Olian, Monique Drucker, Matt Kurz, Aaron Provislees, for inviting the student government class of 2019 back to this special occasion. First, allow me to introduce my fellow members of our cabinet. Matt Corso, Joe Yasso, who was running late on a ferry, but he might be in here, Antoine Campbell, and unfortunately there were those who could not make it, but they were of course a part of this valiant team: Victoria Johnson, Ryan Hicks, Bailey Hirsch, Finn Barczewski, Aaron LeDrew, John Killa, and Luke Legrano. This grand opening is more than a celebration of a new facility. It's a tangible example of what students can accomplish when they work together with a supportive administration. This did not happen overnight. In fact, the idea for a new pub began long ago in 2016 with Alec Turner, vice president of the class. He wrote a proposal to turn this space behind us into a game room. Well, it's a little amped up. It's not exactly a game room, but it's close. Unfortunately, at the time, he did not have the administration support that we do today, so thank you. Fast forward to 2017. A group of sophomores set out to what would turn into a tumultuous journey. We were concerned that students were forced to travel to New Haven to enjoy a nightlife. Now, there's nothing wrong with New Haven, but we believed it would be nice to have another choice, a choice that was on campus where we could casually socialize with our peers. We identified other schools who had established campus pubs and piled into my Jeep in order to set off to multiple universities. There were enough seatbelts, I think. This is where we recognized the first of many hurdles. We had to obtain a significant amount of approval prior to stepping foot in these pubs, as we were not yet 21. Once we saw other on-campus pubs and learned how these facilities fostered a sense of community between not only upperclassmen, but alumni and faculty, Quinnipiac, we knew, could do this better. This takes us to 2018. We wrote the proposal, an in-depth 25-page document, and knew it was just that, a document. That was the easy part, which was followed by multiple meetings with every stakeholder imaginable: catering, facilities, public safety, and many others, each of whom had their suggestions and requirements for us to follow. I remember a very poignant turning point. I met with Monique Drucker in her office saying, "I want a pub." And Monique said, "Show me that students want this, not in an online survey." And that's what we did. We commenced our senior pub nights. This started in October 2018 in this very space. We had more than double what fire code would allow lined up outside before the event had even started. Needless to say, this was not our last pub night. Of course, we did not do this alone. We had the support of Monique Drucker, Sal Filardi, Matt Kurz, Aaron Provislis, Jolene Kennedy, Chuck Couture, Leanne Spalding, Ed Rodriguez, Jim Maniello, Hannah Cranston, Rich Halley, John Mariano, and many, many more. They too attended our meetings and some Friday night pub nights. Without their support, this idea would have remained just another 25-page document collecting dust on a shelf. It's May 2019 and our last day on SGA. After hours of research, meetings, planning, and more, the outstanding cabinet and I, who supported this idea every step of the way, felt somewhat defeated. We were saddened that our passion for a pub had yet come to fruition. That's when we got the call. President Olean had turned our dream into a reality, and she had agreed we were going to get a pub on campus. As a recent alum, I'm officially on the other side of college life. I miss the campus, the interaction with my peers, my faculty, and my friends. Alumni want to remain connected to their school. We want to grab dinner with friends and faculty. We want to grab a drink or a bite before attending a game. Now we have such a truly incredible space to do so. This pub is more than a bar. It's a place to build this Bobcat community. I want to especially thank Matt Kurz, our class cabinet advisor. Without Matt's continued support, leadership, and guidance, this idea would never have made it past 2017. And to President Olean, your leadership and support of the long-term vision is more evident today than ever. We thank you. The class of 2019 encourages students in years to come to push for their ideas. Never think something is too big. Do the research, work hard, collaborate, be patient, and persevere. We never once thought this idea was too big because we had each other and the best university in the country supporting us. We hope everyone enjoys one on the rocks. Thank you.
Thank you, Allison. I couldn't be more happy than to share this day with you and your members of your cabinet. So finally, we're going to hear from Austin Cavo. Austin is a senior political science major, international studies, and Spanish minor. He's actively engaged in many organizations and initiatives across campus, and at the top of that list is the impressive list, is serving as our current student government president. Austin.
Oh God. Sorry. Hello and good morning, everyone. My name is Austin Calvo, and as Monique said, I am currently serving as the president of the Student Government Association. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak today, and for giving the student government, and especially the class of 2019, such a presence at this monumentous event today. Before I get started, I want to take an opportunity and thank everyone who played a role in the creation of this amazing facility. From the leaders in the class of 2019, to facilities and the whole team who made this beautiful space happen, to President Olian and her team for their continuous support of both this facility and SGA initiatives at large. And last but not least, to our amazing advisors. As Allison said, we wouldn't have made it half as far as we do without your continued support and advice. So to Matt, Aaron, who sadly could not be here today, and Monique, thank you for all that you did. The work that the class of 2019 completed was, and still is, truly monumental to the work that SGA has done over time. The space you see behind me is one of the most substantial initiatives that we have passed in recent years, and definitely the only one that has required the creation of an entire facility to complete. Having massive student-driven change on campus is the core purpose of this organization that I'm so, is a core purpose of this organization that I'm so proud to have been elected to lead. President Olian and her team have made creating and facilitating this student-driven change so much easier due to their willingness and readiness to work with student leaders on campus. If students want something bad enough on this campus, all we have to do is make our voices heard, and we're fortunate enough to have supportive administrators and an institution more than willing to meet us at the table and listen to understand both who we are and where we're coming from. This year alone, we've had SGA members successfully work on free laundry, tailgating at athletic events, an almost complete revamp of QU dining, a cultural EDU inclusive training program, and increased survivor advocacy and Title IX accessibility. This is just to name a few of the SGA-driven changes that we've seen on campus this year, with many more big things in the works for the future. And all of this is a direct credit to the work of our members and how willing and able the Quinnipiac community is to work with students to improve our experience here. While I am on my way towards departing both this position and Quinnipiac, the opening of this pub and our time as students here gives us an immense opportunity to have a role in the continued legacy of what this state-of-the-art facility turns into. Quinnipiac is an amazing place that hopefully we all have fallen in love with in our time here. However, one area this university still needs to work on is cultivating a real sense of tradition and unity. Those gathered here in this space likely know that better than anyone. This space is an opportunity to bring together students from all three campuses, alumni, faculty, staff, community members, and so many more groups of people in order to truly represent the Quinnipiac that we are all an important part of. This is an opportunity to create traditions that will last decades, that can still be here when our children return to Quinnipiac as students. If we truly embrace this space and embrace the traditions that we choose to instill here, then this can become somewhere where the greater Quinnipiac community can be engaged, nourished, and grow. But that requires us as students to truly buy into this space, to attend the events that are held here, and to participate in tradition as it is happening. As Allison just said, these things don't build themselves overnight. Allison and the class of 2019 spent their entire senior year dedicated to ensuring that this would happen, and that it would be successful. They've now passed the torch to us as current students to guarantee the continued success of pub nights. This amazing facility is in our hands now, and I can't wait to see the level of success that we bring it to this year. Thank you, Allison. Thank you to the class of 2019, and thank you everyone for being here today.
Thank you, Austin. Austin and Allison, do you see how my job is so great to work with students like them every day? So before we cut the ribbon and get a chance to check out this great new space, we're going to take a moment to share with you the new logo for On the Rocks. This new visual identity will represent our campus pub and grill on signage that will be added to the space, on glassware that we use to serve drinks, and even on the clothing that our staff will wear. And I think that you'll see that it plays off an icon that represents the heart and soul of Bobcat Nation. So Allison and Austin, go ahead and let's reveal the logo. And you'll see behind us as well on the screens and behind you on the large screen as well. So the moment has come. It's time to cut the ribbon and welcome the community into On the Rocks. Once the ribbon is cut, we invite everyone to come inside to check out the new space and to enjoy some food. We're serving several items that will be featured on the menu for On the Rocks. So now I'd like to ask President Olian, Allison, and Austin to come up and do the ribbon cutting honors.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Let's go eat. Come on in.
Thank you for your continued commitment to all of us. This is great, amazing.
How does it feel to have finally completed this project?
Here, socially engaged, wanting to stay on campus, connecting with each other, having great conversations, having alumni rub shoulders with them. And this is something that our students, especially the class of 2019, has wanted for a long time, and they helped advocate for that, they championed it, they rattled the cage, and here we are.
You mentioned the connection between students and administration. How do you think this big joint effort is going to help that in the future as well?
Well, this is going to mean that our students are really feeling that they have a full social experience, not just an academic experience or an athletic experience or a residential life, but this is a full social experience that happens right here. This is a gorgeous facility. We didn't cut any corners here, and we hope that everyone feels the pride that I, at this moment, happen to feel in this special space that's really student-oriented.
And what are some things that you envision for the space as well?
So we're so close to the People's United Bank arenas here, and our alumni and community members frequent that, basketball games, hockey games for men and women. And we want them to view this space as where they come before or after a great win. They will then be rubbing shoulders with our students. And I think that's a real way of creating lifelong connections. We talk about that in our strategic plan between our current students and our alumni and community members.
How do you think this is going to enrich the student experience at Quinnipiac?
Having multiple options of how you spend your time is a way of enriching student life, and this provides a whole new set of options. And it won't just be about food and drink. We'll have events here, we'll have mentoring and game nights and trivia nights, comedians, performances. There's a stage there. So I think it'll be enriching on many, many levels.
And this is one of the bigger changes that Quinnipiac has seen in some time. Are there any other things coming up that students can expect?
Well, of course, we're finishing in May the total renovation of 3 new residence halls. They'll be effectively new. We're starting now on our wellness and health center detailed planning. That'll be built over the next 1.5 to 2 years. And then we are continuing through our master planning process to invest in upgrading programming and facilities as part of our strategic plan. And our strategic plan is very ambitious, and we expect to execute on those ambitions as we go forward in partnership with our students, our alumni community, our trustees, our donors.
That's great. President Olaine, thank you so much for joining me. I'll let you get back in there and enjoy the new pub, and we will be right back. The university has spoken, the ribbon has been cut, and On the Rocks is officially open for business. Vice President and Dean of Students Monique Drucker said it best: "It's a great day to be a Bobcat." What started as pub nights has turned into incredible space for students, faculty, staff, alumni, and any other member of the Bobcat community to come together in a brand new way. On the Rocks is complete with 2,000 square feet of space, 16 flat screens, a capacity for 150 people, and pool tables, shuffleboard, and a stage for live entertainment. This new pub is not the only thing that the university has accomplished the past year. President Olean mentioned the equipment in York Hill, a new health and wellness center, and in addition to the 10-year plan. President Olean calls it designing the university of the future. Some students are getting a taste of the new pub right now behind me, and the rest of Bobcat community can come together before the Quinnipiac men's ice hockey game versus Yale tomorrow to check it out. Be sure to stick with Q30's continued coverage on our website at q30.tv. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Q30 News, and in just 15 minutes we will have exclusive video content for you on our website and social sites. For Q30 News, I'm Liz Flynn. See you next time.